I'm straight like a motherfucker because I know a man's love. I don't know a woman's love. I know mom's love. I know dad's love. I remember, Uncle Jeff sitting down with me in the kitchen, him talking to me and him giving me a kiss and him kissing me and hugging me, telling me he loved me and sending me off to camp. Going to the beaches and going to the beach and just hanging out with with the family. And then yesterday, Jeffrey, the kids and Jeffrey taking me and Jason out to the movies, having some man time. And he didn't have to do that. He's probably asked for Auntie Betty, but he could have been like, no, I'm busy or whatever. He was probably like, yeah, let me see. He probably wasn't even asked. He was probably like, let me take these little kids out. So I'm healthy. I'm balanced. I say my generation, we were given a messed up temple. We were told to be a generation of softer men, we got a generation of harder women. So when I just marriage fell apart, I said, took the responsibility to say, all right, what's going on here? You may have had your head in the right place, but what do you need to do to make sure that this doesn't happen again? See, surprisingly, people are like, oh, would you ever get married again? Yes, and I would get a divorce again because at least now I'm in a position now to where I know why I would want to do this, and I know what I would expect. And the thing is, for men, I think you need to have very, very understood standards, very understood job expectations, very simple, very understood place for her to fit in. What is that for you? Why do you want to do it? What do you expect? Well, let's say, here's the thing. My wife is to be to help me. So it's a marriage is a business. What's her job? Her job is to do what? Support the philosophy, the mission statement. Whatever we're doing, we're making widgets. You need to help me make. I don't need you to help me make the widgets. I need you to help me sell the widget market. Oh. Or look at the widget forecast or whatever. Because women have invested in these skills. Men just don't have. We're much more processed and much more feelings. And the thing is, as a man, if you don't have something for her to do, she's supposed to feel like she has to go in there. I need to help you lead this direction. Because she's going to process things logically. Women process things through their emotions. Come on. It's just a different way of looking at the world. Also, I don't think enough of us go into premarital counseling. We don't really have honest conversations about it. Why are we here? Do you want children? Do you not want children? A lot of things you have to iron out. Oh, God damn it. Not coming from a culture of marriage. We fall in love, and we think love can conquer all. That's movies and movies. Marriage is ugly, and what Chris Rock said, you got to be able to deal with the crust of the person. And that's what it really comes down to. So it's not that the institution of marriage is bad. It's just that our culture and the way we implement it is improper. And here's the thing. Come on, what the fuck? And the way the laws are set up, if it goes off the cliff, we are at a greater disadvantage. So what? Rich and wealthy non-black men marry, divorce, and remarry before and or after attaining the rich and wealthy status. What do they know and understand about marriage that single middle class or lower upper class black men don't? That question caused me more problems on my channel, but I wanted more guys to understand. What do they understand about marriage? Why are they doing it even in the same environment? See, doing it, I want you guys to figure that thing out for yourself because you say you're Nigerian? Yes, sir. So, different culture. Different culture. And you don't just go to a person's daughter without having a situation or a plan for it. I mean, it's married because you got to be able to take this person and take good care of them. We don't have that anymore. We used to know how to do it. We have made marriage romantic, and it has to be a business. are not built for it like we are, and they'll break quicker. You will break your woman by putting too much on her, and that's one of the things I realized that I wasn't the kind of man I needed to be. So even with my intention may have been good, put some pressure on women to should grow. I never really talk bad about my exes. It's just not something I do. So
I didn't expect you to do so. That I think the part that I really love that you're able to do is as a man, is that the responsibility. Yes. And I think that's when people talk about leadership. I think when women hate the idea of man as a leader, and the thing the leader is when everything goes wrong, who do you blame?
you head to the head.
Exactly. And so, like you pointed out, like one of the big issues that a lot of men today have not learned how to be a leader. A lot of men today have not learned that that's important because I describe it as a lot of people are the mama's boy generation. Yep. A lot of people were surrogate husbands to their mothers. Yep. So a lot of dudes are so used to women taking care of them, and women have no responsibility. So a lot of these men cannot walk in that masculine leadership. So when they have this issue, a lot of men get mad and blame the women instead of usually looking in the mirror and seeing where they improve themselves.
And to build onto that, it's easier to be in that mindset when you're a solo individual man not working and collaborating with other men. See, if you were making bread, I'm making peanut butter, he's making jelly, somebody else is making plastic, somebody else has a truck. We got to collaborate to figure out how to get these sandwiches to the market. We all working together 7 days a week. If you have a problem at home, we can talk amongst the men and say, hey man, you kind of slipping, man. I even noticed at work you kind of, man, you putting like 10 pounds, man, what's going on? But when we're by ourselves, working by ourselves, not having any men, not having any men spaces, not having any place where men come together, it is far easier to fall back into that mama's boy thing. It just, because it's comfortable. Come on. God damn it. I would not mind if we had boys' school and girls' school for the next 30 plus years, because in order to get this back on track, we're going to have to bring up the value of what it means to be a man, let women understand what it means to be a woman in these modern times, how women should interact with men, how men should interact with women, because we got to have them that. Every culture has had a rite of passage for young boys. They've had boys around with men, and March long you've got the company, you've got the men that we should have with women leading the house. This is going to bother some women, but not one of the things I often say is let your boys go live with the mom. You know, there's a theory that women create the men that they complain about.
So, real quick, there's Drake's first album, one of his early albums is called So Far Gone. And I love that there was Messi talking to his friend about why he named the album So Far Gone. And he said him and his friend was having a conversation about like their game and things that were going on. And his friend said, we're so far gone, so far gone, we become the men that our mothers hated. You become the men that our mothers divorced. You become the men that our mothers complained about. So what people are seeing is that a lot of this new, when women are complaining about, especially like generation, like the millennial generation Z, not the millennial. These guys are a byproduct. They weren't raised with men, but they're a byproduct of single mothers. And they're the creation of the modern world. Like I said, we're not blaming this. We're simply saying this is what we have as a byproduct of these men being raised in these women's houses. So similar to you, I'm a huge proponent of for what's best for the child, especially the young male. Not what's best for you, not you having a surrogate husband, not you having someone to parent around. What's best for the well-being and the benefit of the young male is for him to be raised by his father.
Well, you just look at the statistics on black boys. Trauma rates, literacy rate. I mean, I'll say when I went on the World Star, some of the comments on it, because it's even written in English. And a lot of times I'll ask the women, all right, about therapy, I'll ask about relationship with father. When I work with people, I ask about relationship with father. We have to inject men back into this. Boys need to be around their father after being several everything else. And see, and here's the thing, that bothers a lot of women because they feel like they're failure. We that women understand that
I ain't got no
not
problem
only is
with.
it not a bad thing, it's a good thing. You praise this. Here's the thing. I say here's the tough part is we're asking a lot of women who have no trust in men. Again, we're asking a lot of women who have no trust in men because of our culture. As the men who are asking this stuff, you gotta give them the hair cover. You gotta give them the hair cover. You gotta leave the door open for the ones who are wanting to do something to come in unmolested, unstoned. Because imagine what it would be to be a woman and say, you know what? I heard this guy on this roommate's podcast, and it made me think about something. I went to talk to my ex-husband or my child's father, and I decided to get custody over him, and then I'm going to be the non-custodial parent. Can you imagine what that conversation was like with her girlfriends? Are you crazy? She would get roasted by most of her friends. So she can't get any support that way. She can't get any support with her family. She needs to hear some insight. And that goes back to what I said a few minutes ago. Those first, she's very egg. Well, ultimately, it boils down to being able to lead. And part of the way you lead is you leave ways open for people who want to work with you to come through. That's pretty powerful. So,
in closing, let's say there's a 25-year-old man. Let's make it 30. Okay, 30-year-old guy. He's staying at home. He's working at fast food joint, maybe 18 to 22,000 a year. Not a lot of confidence, not a lot of skill sets, but he wants to be a leader. He wants to have a happy relationship, and he wants to leave a legacy. What is your advice to make that position?
Stop digging. You already did stop digging. First thing, I'm big on therapy. But if you're in a position where you don't have a lot of money right now, every company you work for has an employee assistant line. You need somebody to talk to. We're not in church like we used to be. Find someone who's a consultant pro bono. The second thing, because it has to start with the head. You can't get the head right, you get nothing. Second, you making, he's working full time at a fast food place. Then I need you to have enough part time job. Because you're making $14 an hour at McDonald's, you go on key with some cake. Compete for making another $14 an hour. $14 an hour. One place is $28,000 a year. Then another 14, that's $42,000. Then you can actually get a position right in your mama's house, move into an all furnished apartment, get you a sugar shack or a bank, get out there and start doing something. See, men, we have to work. I cannot hear that I'm broke. And then you only work 20 hours a week. That's not the beauty. You gotta work. You gotta work and you're getting paid for the hours. Different things need to start correcting themselves. Once I'm in his head's a little bit on straight, and it does not have to be perfect. You can't wait until this is perfect. You gotta do all these things at the same time.
All right. You have to make it. We have to get it close to perfect. We think perfect just gonna show up. No, we gotta do the work for perfect. Even then, it's not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be better than what it is.
I'm a big proponent of blue collar. I call it blue infants. White collar comes in when people don't know. Areas high earner, not rich yet. See, the white collar men get all the shine, but white collar men, it's a longer path, takes more to get to the end, and most small business owners are blue collar plumbers, electricians, HVAC technicians, truck drivers, who own a logistics firm. There's a lot of opportunities. We mentioned Gary Vee. He goes to the great Sweden. He's a multi-millionaire that owns one of the most prolific social media firms in the world. Get your head right, get your money, get you some sort of certification or skill to where you can actually start making yourself of use because fast food. Then you got to start networking with other people and start working together. When you work with a group of people, one of the reasons my career the way it was is because I was with a group of 7 people to where we all knew each other up. I only want you in the house sleeping, showering, and on the bathroom. There's no reason to be at home. You gotta get the work done. Because here's the thing.
See, I can score, man, but I'm like,
put your head down, work your butt off, and you will look up and the rest of your life will be brighter possibility. You have more potential of brighter possibility about your path. Or if you continue to do what you do, you're going to continue to get what you got. And now you have nothing else to blame but yourself because at least now you've been given a direction. Now, from that point on, you make adjustments. But I'm a big proponent. And your rat pack, your group of guys you hang around with, mentoring and coaching. But those two things require resources and money. Everything else I gave you is just up to you.
And then the last one, let's say there's a woman right now, 20 years old, she's a decent job, making about $50,000 a year. Here's her message. She wants to get married. She wants to have another relationship. She wants to grow. What would be your advice for her to be able to do tangible things, to be able to get that healthy relationship that she wants?
Said 28.
Yes.
The first thing I would say is, without knowing her situation, if she wants to get married and have children, who's helping her vet these men? You need to start. If you don't have a father or brothers or people who actually the kind of men you would want to marry, you need to find spaces like the Royals podcast on my channel and start listening to those hard truths that you don't want to hear, which is going to be the same thing. You need to get a counselor, a therapist, look at your issues out there, and then once you start understanding what it is you need to understand the kind of man that works for you, that fits for you. Femininity portion, I can't help you.
I don't like the way this is going, man. I don't.
Femininity, beauty, and the inspiration of femininity.
They're gonna shut me down, and
The beauty portion, that's more about your fitness. You gotta stay fit, ladies. A man is looking at you, and he has to ask what does she look like with 30 to 50 pounds of baby weight?
dude,
He's going to be looking at, are you a worthy prize that man that's a catch? Getting around men, getting yourself in a good shape, staying
he's still cold. God damn it.
and then lastly, you gotta get out of the house. Too many women think that the dude's gonna, who is it? Boaz. No. You need to become a fixture at your local fixture. Go sit at the bar of a nice restaurant and have a nice dinner there. Get involved in your community. Junior League, American Heart Association. Get involved. You gotta do something. Gym is a great place to run.
What the fuck?
The kind of man you want to be going. You gotta get out of that house. Last, detach from love. Your single girlfriends who don't share your mindset are a hindrance to you. But that's where also the men gotta provide their ground cover. When she detaches and becomes a pick me or whatever, they need to have spaces and places where women can come over. That's why I have this on my Facebook called Links. So where it's like-minded men and women where the men are in there networking, getting around personal professional stuff. Women are our guests. And you know what? It's working well because you hear people talk about hope. Men in there talking about business and this, that, Bitcoin and this and that.
Come on now.
Women are just
Oh.
I didn't know men did this, but see, we have to change what we. The image of black people in this country is not good. And whose responsibility is that to change this? Never before we had a chance to change it.
See, this is.
Who's never ruled by us. But now with the internet and social media and all these platforms, we have an opportunity to change it. I would also say, watch what you're putting out there about yourself because you are a part of black media.
Man, yeah. This has been an honor. This has been a privilege. There's been so much. What if I sleep hot?
Or cold? Introducing the new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed. Now it's temperature balancing, so you can sleep better together.
Can it help keep me asleep?
Absolutely. Its consumer bed automatically adjusts to keep you both comfortable. Improving quality sleep is life changing.
So here we have it, the latest attempt at a brand new smartphone form factor. We've seen things flip and fold, and today we have a completely new approach from LG. This is a product called the Wing, which which is, I mean, it's got to be the most unusual of the bunch. This thing is swiveling, it's moving, why don't we just get inside the box? This is the LG wing. Alright, so first up we have the device. It's wrapped in plastic. You can see the camera module, and actually at this point, this is looking a lot like a regular smartphone. It kind of feels like a slab, it works like a slab, and I think it's going to satisfy all those users who want something typical, because the typical form factor has some advantages over some of the other folding stuff that's out there. It's not as bulky. When you use it as a camera, you don't have to do any kind of fancy activity. You just point and go. Anyways, I'm going to put this down just for a moment because I do want to check out the other items in the box. And as you'll notice, the box itself has a swivel component. The box is also a wing. Inside here we have, oh, look at that. It's a swivel / drawer type of setup. We have the power brick, fast charger 25 watt. This is going to be capable of delivering 50% battery life in 25 minutes. The battery on this unit is a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, and it'll do up to 100% in 85 minutes. You have a Type-C to C cable, and then a little accessory box here, which houses a USB Type-C to mini jack connector for analog audio if you want to use that. Here is the phone. It will be available in 2 colors. The device that I have in front of me here is going to be called Aurora Gray, and it's kind of a reflective, it's like a metallic gray. I'm going to just peel off these extra stickers here. That's what the back looks like. At this point, like I said earlier, you feel like you're looking at a typical smartphone. You just pulled this out and started using it. No one was saying anything, but then things get very magical as you bang. Look at that with one hand. Oh, that is an addictive action. You may very well just use this as a fidget spinner. You may very well just sit there all day long, irritating everybody around you because of the addictive nature of that spring-loaded swivel activity and swivel action. Now, you may be seeing me do this and say, oh, Luke, take it easy on the brand new smartphone there. But apparently they tested this. How many swivels? Let me just, 200,000 times, all right? So I'm not going to hit that in the lifespan of the device. Now, you may be wondering at this point, the screen is not turned on. You're saying, okay, so what's the point here? Well, this is a full display. There's a full OLED display. This is another OLED display down below. And what this allows you to do is 2 things at once. That seems to be the challenge. That seems to be the target for smartphone manufacturers right now, is how do we let you multitask on your smartphone? How do we let you do more than one thing at a time? So we've seen some folding approaches that are out there. We've even seen dual display devices that are out there, like the Surface Duo, for example, which closes and opens to unveil 2 displays. But that one kind of suffers when it comes to using it as a regular smartphone. This one, on the other hand, it can behave like a regular smartphone if you want it to. You don't even need to know you have a dual display until you need it. Now you can be watching a YouTube video and selecting my next YouTube video down below. So, really innovative approach. Here's what it looks like from the back side. This is what it looks like when you're in that swivel mode. And as you can see, there's actually, they thought about it. They put a little design on the back side for when you're holding it like that. Now, they have about 1 million ways in which they think you're going to use it, including content creation. You can actually hold it kind of like a gimbal as you compose video. This has a huge grip on. I've actually been here all day just pointing and shooting. As a phone, as you look around here, you'll notice you have a USB Type-C connector on this side. You have a speaker module there. On the side of the device here, you have a power switch, volume rocker, a large SIM tray. Let me see why that is a large SIM tray. Yes, it is because it supports micro SD, so nano SIM plus micro SD expandable storage. The other piece that's really important to mention, and I'm sure you were probably wondering, how do you deal with the front-facing camera when this thing swivels around like this? Well, you see the earpiece remains exposed, but actually the camera unit is going to be up here, and it's a motorized style. Look, I'm just getting addicted over here with the swiveling and all the rest of it. So let's boot it up. You can see it's actually a pretty aggressive edge on the side here. The display almost waterfalls over each of those two edges. You have a very slender forehead and chin with no notch, no cutout. You're not even making room for the front-facing camera because, as mentioned, it's up here and it's a motorized style. So if I go ahead and launch the camera app and switch to the front-facing camera, it's going to pop up like this. And we've seen these in the past, motorized cameras. Sometimes they just strictly serve the purpose of avoiding having a notch or a cutout. The other reason that this has extra functionality here is because inside of video mode, of course, we just have a typical selfie video. By the way, I'm just going to protection there. I can do a typical selfie like this, but also when I swivel into gimbal mode, you see all my camera controls, they pop up over here. So once again, I can do the thing that I mentioned as far as having a nice grip for posting my video. But also, I have a dual recording functionality, which will lift up that camera and it will allow me to record my reaction to whatever's happening behind on the other camera unit. So as you can see right here, it's, well, for the moment it's looking at the table. I'll put an object there so you get a better idea. And then this one is facing forward, but I also have this option to be in the corner over here, picture mode. So it gives you a couple different kind of cool ways to utilize this extra screen real estate while maintaining all your controls down here and not having to cloud up the display. So whether it's dual recording or gimbal mode like this, your composition screen is completely free from obstructions and only for the video that you're shooting, moving your controls down here. Now this gimbal mode, it has a ton of functionality. Move left to right, down, up. There's built-in follow mode where you can lock it on a subject, and the whole thing is going to work as well to smooth out your video composition. When I go back to typical camera mode and into video here, well, now they want to tell me about a bunch of other features they have, like ASMR recording, which will amplify sound. I don't know, should we try that out maybe? Voice bokeh, take a video that reduces ambient noise and focuses on voice. But what I'm more interested in at the moment is the ability to go above FHD all the way up to 4K or even beyond that to 4K 60. So you can see all these options become available within here. This is a sample recording of 4K 60. We have the trusty clamp here. We can also zoom into the 2x within the video recording. Also, you're hearing my voice through the microphone on the
Made no impact, but they still got the score. 3 trips to the line so far for him in this one.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu. Device. So you have a ton of different options in here, as you saw referenced, including even an ASMR mode. I don't know if I tried that. ASMR recording is supposedly happening right now. What do I do? These noises and that whisper unbox therapy ASMR session. Plastic print. Is this what you came here for? Yes, well, that works. Ups the sensitivity
Oh,
on
man.
for the ASMR mode, whether you like it or not. So up to 4K 60, there's a no shake in here as well. But if you want the ultimate kind of smooth video, you will flip into this mode, into the swivel mode. And there's a lot here where they had to reimagine. Why would you want something like this? Where could this be useful? And gimbal mode is one of those places. Dual recording is the other one, which actually I kind of want to test out right now. So I'm rolling, and as you can see, I can see my background. This is my hand right here, but here's my reaction. It's kind of innovative, you know, in 2020.
Morris can't do shit with him, man.
But you can see, look at that. I got both video clips rolling. I can flip it.
You need like LeBron to stop him, not.
Here in the event over there, I can zoom really quickly. So there's a number of different cameras on the back. The main camera, the lens camera, is actually a 12 megapixel, but they claim it has bigger pixels, which should be better for low light conditions. And then you've also got the 2x rear zoom. So let's snap view 1. That's your zoom mode. Here is your ultra wide, and here is your 1x. And this just gives you an idea for the versatility. Different things you can do with the camera, obviously. Now the selfie camera is kind of interesting because
Come on, George.
high resolution, a 32 megapixel camera. So let's see what it can do on your typical beer hair test. Here we go. Pops up, motorized in 3, 2, 1. Bang. So there you go. You got 32 megapixels to work with. Should be sufficient for your variety of selfies. Check out the mode that I'm in. Both our displays open. This is the fancy mode. This is what you would be excited about. And now they have set up app pairs. As you can see down at the bottom here, you may want to launch YouTube at the top and have Chrome going at the bottom over here. You could have your messaging app. You could be reading whatever you want. And then up here at the top, you're just doing the YouTube thing, and maybe you want to search something up.
Come on,
See what
man.
happens? The keyboard replaces it, replaces what you were looking at. You go ahead and search up later to watch, to catch up. There's mainly new episodes. This unlocks your multimedia controls down on the bottom screen, so you don't have to reach up and touch
Go, come on,
the main
man.
display. From here,
Keep your head up.
Switch to the next video. I can pause the video, play the video. I can go back or forward in the video really quickly with these buttons. I can control my brightness, which is now maxed out, and I can control my volume right here, which is kind of nice. You never have to disrupt the actual video that's going on. And I guess I can zoom in as well, max it out, and then let's test the volume too. LG brand is the latest 17-inch laptop in the world. It's making you slap it over the arm with Infinity Care 13. It's a 3-pound laptop, 17-inch. That's why they call it the brand. Yeah, that's why they call it the brand. Okay, so if I'm watching a video up here, I still have the opportunity to do whatever I want down below. Any application I might want, bring up a little calculator real quick because you got to get the 10 plus 10 in. It's a funny little full screen square phone down at the bottom, essentially. If I click this little indicator on the right-hand side, and I will bring up whatever is relevant to the top display on the bottom display just by clicking like that. But there are other ways in which LG imagines you using this. For example, if I just spin this around like this, look at this, how it spins around. I mean, it's
Fuck.
now you're reconsidering. Maybe you're in the car and you have to mount on this portion, at which point you may have your app on the portrait section and getting your notifications or your multimedia controls over on the right-hand side. Maybe you're inside of YouTube Music and you have your multimedia controls and you want to pick between your favorite playlist or something. Again, no disruption to the main task over here, which is your navigation. So you've also got this gallery mode. Over here, you can be watching a video up top, something you recorded recently, and then searching for the next one that you want to look at down here inside of the gallery. Now, this is kind of just a starting point. You could imagine many apps becoming improved by having a dual display setup, or at least offering slightly more functionality because you have this extra real estate. So LG has a few ideas of how you're going to use this at the moment, but it has the potential to expand. Oh, check this out, by the way. So if you have it flipped the other way, and you have your secondary smaller display up top, this whole thing can become a giant keyboard. So, for example, I'm about to boot into a video game, and what I might want to do is actually bring up some tips and tricks or something. I gotta read the Wikipedia for the game while I'm playing it. Now, of course, this is completely up to you what you put up top. You could be watching a game streamer showing you a walkthrough of a particular game, or maybe it's not even game related. Maybe it's like some of those other dual functionalities where you're messaging up here. You're just typing every so often, responding to a message every so often, and then jumping back to your game. Whoa, that's cool. So I have the game up and running now, and I hit the game tools button, which actually brings up game-specific things in the top screen that you might need quick access to. Oh, and this game is actually even optimized where it's showing you more of the game up top. So if you're a game developer, you might be able to take advantage of the top section as well. Oh, So the top becomes an in-game map. Now, I don't expect all games to be optimized for this, but this should just get your imagination going as to how this could be useful or could aid in various game titles. As far as the specifications go, the LG Wings feature a Qualcomm Snapdragon 765 machine processor. The main screen is a 6.8-inch, 20.5 by 9 FHD plus OLED. The little screen, what they call the second screen, is 3.9 inches. It's also an OLED display with an aspect ratio of 1.15 by 1, so not exactly a square. It's got 8 gigs of RAM and 128 of storage, though 256 gigs of storage will be available in certain markets. Those cameras on the back, it's one ultra high resolution 64 megapixel, followed by a 13 megapixel ultra wide and a 12 megapixel ultra wide big pixel. It's f2.2 with a 120-degree field of view. The front camera, the selfie camera, that's a 32 megapixel pop-up with the motor on it, also f1.9. The battery's 4,000 milliamp hours, of course it's running in. It's got a 25-watt fast charge, and it's available in those two colors, Aurora Gray or Illusion Sky, which is a lighter variant. It's kind of a bluish white.
Look, this phone paired with 5-year ultra wideband. Wow. The new Samsung Galaxy S21 is on Verizon 5G ultra wideband, available in parts of many cities.
The fuck?
Chris Middleton comes in for Torrey Gray. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. DJ Augustine subbed in for Bryn Forbes. And Los Angeles will go for Nick Booker. Morris is checked in for Hunt. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. Jackson is checked in for Patrick Beverly. And the Dolphins subbed in for Lou Williams. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Bobby is out there close. That's the perfect. That's Paul George. And Jackson with the 2. The Bucs shooting 49% for the game. To take the lead, he's checked the ball over and off of the Bucs for Milwaukee on the second possession. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. As Augustine busts the J after the cagey frisbee. Augustine's got the lead up to 2 now for the Bucs. Corner against Augustine. And it's Horton finishing it off. Sometimes as a point guard, you gotta take things into your own hand. Yeah, right. It's okay to be selfish when you have a counterpoint. Well, if he's calling his own number, there's a reason for it. And he respected decision making from him out there. And what a alley, those two read each other so well. It's a clinch. And and the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. And I didn't think it was a bad choice on this possession. Not a single point in the first quarter, but he's found his game, and you can tell he's got a bit of a swagger now. Here's Thornton.
Fuck. Come on, what the fuck?
Now it's a 6-point Milwaukee lead. And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. And that one clearly is not mutual.
This motherfucker, he just come out of nowhere, man.
Lopez is checked in for Bobby Portis. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Zubac is checked in for Serge Ibaka. And Lopez throws it down. Inside, there's Horton, and it's Horton finishing it off. Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand set. Well, it makes the basics look pretty exceptional. Milwaukee leading by 4.
It's a good idea. That's his second three of the game. One neat shot. Outside for George. It's passing it by Los Angeles. Zubac against Lopez. It's George on the wing. Stolen by Middleton. And sprayed for one. Flushes it down. Goes to Booth. Middleton takes a great wingspan. That comes into play on steals just like that one. And all-time hit. And Chris Middleton over his career motion improved on the defensive end. He moved to and I tell you, that 6'11" wingspan helps. Able to use that wing for bobbing shots and nice rough pass. Clippers trail by 9. Morris outside.
Ain't nobody moving.
Portland against Augustine. Morris right side. Here's Portland.
Throw it.
And really credit their advantage on the backcourt. That's more the lead of the play. That's why they are the defensive players to that play. So that's exactly what you need to do. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. The Clippers have gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The quarter so far. And he catches it go as they call the foul. He's on the line for one more. You really got to tip the cap to him in terms of how he played today, even if they end up losing this game. And that one misses. So it's Augustine will bring it up for the Bucks. Giving up just 8 points in the first quarter. It's from inside the paint now. Fires once. Outside Jackson. Augustine against Portland. Zubac. Left just by Zubac. And the Clippers have possession. Down by 12. The three from George. No good that time. Now the Bucks try to get over it. And these Warriors of the men, they're just not really able to score the basketball. There's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead. That's the point. And scored by DiVincenzo. Here's Middleton. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass. Getting it going. Middleton's got the lead up to 14 now for the Bucks. Here's George. No good. Shot missing. Good D by Lopez. On offense, here's the Bucks. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. It's in shot. Cross contact on the score line. Jack Chance is in by the and there's a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area. Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Lopez serves as an unbelievable case study for someone who changed his game over time. I mean, almost in a season. So specifically, how he added the three-point shot. It's made him such a valuable asset to this offense.
Stephen Portman. Morris dishes to Portman. Back to Morris. He beat out.
Come on, you.
The defense better tighten up on the mid-range there. Much tighter. You expect him to make every single one of those.
And Lopez puts it down. And that kind of defense ain't going to get it done. See, we don't see those kinds of dunks out of him all the time, but we know he's got it in.
Well, any guy can throw it down against air defending in plenty of room. So not so amazing. What does amaze me, though, is that no one came over to protect the play.
Here's Zubac. And the jump by Zubac.
That's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference, not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Here's Augustine. And he locked it with the rim. Goes to the alley-oop slam. Chemistry at its best. Unreal. Everything about the pass, the catch, the dunk. All of it perfect. Here's George. Back to Portland. Back to Zubac. And the jump by Zubac. And no doubt they want this team to get a lot more of those opportunities. And that deficit will go away quickly if he does good. Outside, Antetokounmpo. That's a rebound. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in. Great hustle comes this way, and you know what? It's paid off with those second chance buckets. And here's Leonard from three. Milwaukee will
Garbage, man.
bring up the court in the box. In the paint. Augustine's running. This is at the DiVincenzo. Now here's Antetokounmpo. The pass to Middleton. DiVincenzo. Milwaukee the rebound. Lopez gets to Middleton. Trying to get open his Lopez. And Middleton the bucket on the assist by Lopez. And the Bucks lead by 19. George finds Gordon. Back to George. Against Augustine. Now here's Zubac. He passes to Allen. A three from Morris. That's it. That's his fifth field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Pass to Augustine. To the middle. Here's Lopez. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
I don't think this is a conditioning issue, but it looked like they lost their legs here in the second.
Nice ball movement by the That's an old-fashioned rebound. Just a remarkable chip. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. Bucks leading by 16. To DiVincenzo. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Handed out to Antetokounmpo. Wrestling for it there, but no disposition. That ball. So it's the Bucks now. This is good. Over Morris. And it comes off the front of the rim. Lakers trail by 16. In the corner, George with it. Here's Hilton. And he wanted everybody to feel that. Even over here, we go. Milwaukee's gone 2 or 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Down low. Here's Augustine. Takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass. Nice it.
Can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The 6 really
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. No shooting free throw.
Even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
And the first one. And Gordon drops 2. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter. And here's Young. And the double up to the Kumba. Lopez kicks to Middleton. Back to Lopez. 4 on the clock. And here is Steven Jackson. They get that one. Shorts with the defensive end. Clippers trail by 14.
And there are no doubts about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Bucks.
And maybe a comfortable win for them. They had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
And for the year now, that they tally their 16th win.
No doubt they came in very motivated to win this one and finish the season series undefeated.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was the dazzling game for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
His aggressiveness here tonight, especially on the glass, he was not messing around.
Too little, too late.
At its best. Yeah, when you first hear a scheme like that, you know what right tools to put in.
I'll take it. It's game over now, so I don't.
And so the Bucks take the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So for David Aldrich, Greg Anthony, Matt Berry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Shit, hold on, I'm still recording.